it might be a little bit difficult for two reasons. One is historically on any equity raise, 50% of that current raise comes from existing investors and 50% comes from new investors. So would we be able to bring the property in and only use current investors? Maybe. The second thing is if we have HA2 going and we find this gem of a property, which portfolio do we give it to? The investors in HA1 or the investors in HA2? So there could be some difficulty there. But that being said, there could be an instance coming down the line that the situation presents itself that yes, we could bring a property into HA. If we sold a property and there was an opportunity to do a 1031 exchange without raising the equity. So those things are possible, and that's where we're not sure exactly where this is going. We do know that if that opportunity arises, we would add property to the portfolio. But the way we see it, it might be a little difficult to keep adding property to this particular portfolio. After HA is sold, can I invest my cash in HA2? I'm going to say yes. We don't know what HA2 is going to look like. We don't know where we're going to be down the line. But one thing that we do want to assure you of is you will have a place to invest. Will it be HA2, HA3, whatever it takes, that if we are able to sell the portfolio at a nice profit and people want to roll their funds into another like investment, we will have something available for you at that time. How do we keep HA2 from going over 500 partners? Because that's the question. Oh, you sell HA, I got my money, I want to invest in HA2, guess what, we're at 500 again. Well, there's several ways that we can keep it from going over 500. First is not everybody will roll their money. Every year, and since we've been in existence for 16 years, every year more and more people need out. This has been a 16-year investment for some people. And every year we have more people that, for whatever reason, death, divorce, whatever's going on, needs to liquidate. So not everybody would roll their funds. Some would take their profits and go. The second thing is potentially there is a possibility that we could limit how many different types of accounts each investor could have. Instead of having 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts, you have a couple. And that would bring our number way down. Because truly, on the 500, we don't have 500 investors. We have 500 accounts on probably 225 investors. So that's what we're dealing with. The other thing that we could do is that we could have HA3. Whatever it is going to take to keep this up. And it's not out of the realm of possibility, the regulations could change. The number used to be 350. When I first started in 2001, the number of investors you could have in a limited partnership or an LLC, I was hoping that if we went LLC, we wouldn't have those limits we do. But when I first started back in 2001, the limit was 350, and then it went to 500. So is there a possibility that in the realm of possibilities we could go up to a different number? Yes. So those are some of the questions. I think that was all the questions I had on there. Yep. So those are some of the questions that I've heard when we've talked to people or had some contact, and that's, we don't have the full picture. There's a few things we do know. We do know that we're running up against a wall and we don't want to be public, and that's the biggest thing that we have right now. There's a lot of pieces of this we're working on. We're diligently working on it. Know that we will have an investment place for you, that it will be very similar to HA, and our goal is to make it investor friendly just like